In this tutorial, we want to draw this pie logo for a pie restaurant or cafeteria in Inkscape 1.0 or in Inkscape in general. So we'll begin by going for our circle and ellipse tool and then go to Control and then draw a circle. Now what we want is that we want to get a quadrant of the circle, this quadrant here of the circle. So you can do that by going for our path, edit path by nodes tool, and then you reach out for this hole here. You see this hole there, reach it out and first of all go to as much as you get to the semicircle. Now go and select the circle tool. We want a circle that has a slice that has that is closed. So in case when you tried moving it was not on this, try to click on this. If it's on this, like I am lucky and I have, that's fine. And then we continue with our node tool. Again, this tool here, and then we come and we continue until we get to the quadrant. So when you are here, we are good. This is what we are looking for. Now we select this and then we do a duplicate. So we go to Edit, Duplicate. We get our duplicate and we want to this duplicate, we want to rotate it 180 degrees. You can choose either clockwise or anti-clockwise because we are rotated at 180 degrees, we end up at the same thing. So choose anything at all. This is 90 if you press this, so we press it twice, 1, 2, we've rotated it. Now we go for what we've rotated and then we put it here like this, because we are going for a shape like this here. In case, so after you've done that, in case when you were putting it in it's difficult for you, you can as well go to your enable snap, and then I think what we would need for this is snap to caps nodes so that it snaps nicely. Okay, now we select everything that we've put together, we go to path and then we do union to get it as a unified piece. Now if you see it, you see that this shape is somehow this one here, but we have to manipulate it a bit. So let's make it a bit smaller. So go to Control and then we shift this one here to make it a bit smaller, because we are going to rotate it along a circle. I think this something like this should be enough. Now we need to rotate this, what we have here, 30 degrees. So go to Object, Transform, and then you have this dialog box popping up, and then go here and change this to 30 degrees, and then we were rotating it in the clockwise direction. So press this and then go to Apply, and then we have it rotated. Now we need a circle again. I could have actually made a copy of the circle I drew for this one, but it doesn't matter. We do another circle, we go to our circle tool, we go to Control, we want a perfect circle. You see I'm not getting a perfect circle because Inkscape remembers the previous, your last thing you drew. So it's better you go to this one here to get a whole circle. Just select it and make it big as you would want your pie to be like. So we go to Control and you make it as big as you can imagine your pie to be. If you want it very small or big, I am doing it maybe this size, like what I have on the left hand side. Now what I need to do is that I'll be trying to rotate this around here, and the action I'll be doing, I need this to be a path. So I go to path, object to path. Now this is changed to a path. The next thing I need to do is to make sure that this is under or below of this, because this is going to come on it. So I, with this clicked or selected, go to lower selection to below, so that you are sure this is the word below. Now since this is below, we now go to shift and select this. We want to rotate this around, go to extension, go to generate from path, and then go to pattern along path. So we press that. Now here choose repeat stretch. There are many options here, but we want it to be repeated and stretched along the path. And then choose the deformation type snake. The space between copies, try -40, but a -4, sorry. If it depends on the size of your circle and the size of what you want to rotate. I mean, we will see, because if it's very -4 is good, I would just choose it. If not, we just manipulate this until it looks reasonable, like a pie. So now let's do a live preview. So I have this. Unfortunately, I forgot to change the color. That was very bad of me. So we have this live preview, which is all yellow. So what I would do is that let's change the color. I don't know whether I can change the color now, because let's do apply first. I close this, and then now I can change the color of the one inside, so we can see at least this, you know. Now we change the color of our pie already, since we are already with color. So we go to object, fill and stroke, and then this dialog box pops up, and then we want to select what we want to change. Maybe we should change the bigger one first, so that it gives us the impression of how to change the other one. Let's see here. I think this works. I'm using this color more or less. I wouldn't say the color is bad. Let's choose the inner parts. The inner parts, let's see what color we would need. Maybe this is similar to what I have, more or less. I think what I have, this was, let's see, one down. I think this is good. This looks more or less what we have here. Now the next step is for us to design this logo here and put in the middle. So just go to the stars and polygon tool, and then choose a star. And now the corners, we have 5 corners, so put 5 here. And the spoke ratio, I chose 0.200 or 0.2. I mean, you can change it, you can manipulate depending on the size. You want something that is reasonable. And then I did some rounding, so we draw our star here, more or less. We try to make it yeah, I think this size is reasonable. Something like this is good. We want to give it this color here, so we can, with this selected, we can go with our pick color tool and then pick this one here, so it's of the same color. Now we go to our selection tool, and then we come and fix it here in the center. We want it to be in the center with respect to this. There are 2 centers, so we have to be careful. I think this is this center here, and to get it snapping, you can go on. This is already enabled, or you can enable it if not, and then you go here and then snap other points, and then snap centers of objects, and then go snap at items rotation point. Now we have this fixed nicely. This afterwards we are going to align everything, or this maybe we should adjust it, so double click it to get this, so that we want it to stand nicely on its leg. So we move it here for it. You see the squares there, so it's standing like straight. Very good. Now the next thing we want to do is to write old-fashioned and tasty pie. So we can use one of these circles here. Just go here and do a duplicate. Select the circle inside and go to edit, duplicate, and maybe I bring the circle here so I can work on it without any disturbance. Let's make the circle a bit smaller. So go to Shift Control, make it a bit smaller. Actually, first of all, let me see here. Let's change the color to see whether we have space. I will bring it back, but for now, let's put our snapping on and let this be on so that we know it's sitting at the center, more or less. We reduce it a bit, maybe like this, because we want to write the word, one word here, so for us to have space. I think this works fine. Now I prefer to just bring it here and work on it. Now with this done, let's write our word old-fashioned. So we go for our text tool and then we write old-fashioned. Now for you to do that, maybe I need to tell you the font I'm using. So go to text and font, and this thing pops up, and then you go through and choose Century Gothic. Now after that, let's write old. Oops, sorry, I did not go for, we go for our text tool and then we write old fashioned. Now with that done, we make it bold. If you choose bold, go to apply to get it bold, and let's give it a yellow color. Now this circle we have here, it's just an object, so for us to be able to put this here, we have to convert this to a path. So go to path, object to path, and then we select this as well. Go to shift and select this, and then do go to text, put on path. Now we have it here, but we want it on top, so we click again, and then we just we just move it. We want to rotate it. Yes, I think we have it now. Now I would, if for us to be able to pick this up, we have to select this and then go to path, object to path, so that this detaches itself from this circle. So we move this somewhere here, more or less. Now the next thing we want is a bigger circle, because what we want to write, it should be in this direction. And since the first thing was outside, we will have to do some flipping. So we go to, first we write our tasty pies here first. Tasty pies. Now let's bring what the circle we have here and make it a bit bigger, so we can imagine where we'll write it more or less. We go to shift control, and then maybe we make it big a bit like this. I would say this is reasonable, because it has to come somewhere here, and there's space here already. So we give it yeah, I think this is good. Okay, now we select this and shift and select this. I did not change the color, maybe I changed it already to yellow, and then I could have changed it after anyway, but we do it, and then we go to bold and apply, and now we come here and go to shift and then go to test, put on path. Now this is here, but we want it inside, so the only thing you have to do is go here and flip selected object horizontally. You see it moves in so that it can be in this direction. If you flip vertically again, it will go out. Look, then you flip again and then it goes in, because we want it like this because of the direction. Now we move this here. Good. We can manipulate it when we bring it there. I think I'll pick it up, but to pick it up, one thing is, if you just pick it up, it will just go off. So the thing you have to do, it will not be straight, so the thing you have to do is to go to object path, then you can pick your word here, we bring it here. Now we can do some adjustments to have it in the correct place, more or less. We can rotate a bit if we want. Let's see, maybe mine, I will rotate a bit, maybe to the right to get it a bit straight. Yeah, and this, I don't know whether I need to rotate a bit. You can play around with it to get it rotated nicely. And then the next thing I think we should do is to let's align them with respect to the big this design here. So just we go to first, for you to get the alignment tool, you can get it from here, or align and distribution to dialog box, or you can get it from here. If you go to object, align and distribute, this pops up. And then what we would, first of all, let's select all these things. So we go to shift, we select this, we select that, we select this, we select this, and then we want to align them with vertical, along the vertical axis with respect to the first selected, because I selected this first. I mean, depending on how you selected, you can choose whatever option you want, and then we do this, and they are nicely positioned. So this is how you can create a pie or this logo in Inkscape or Inkscape 1.0 in general. Thank you for watching. Please help me by subscribing to my channel, please. Thank you. Bye.